But it's interesting when you talk about saying that when a company is buying over a company, they like to check the relationship. We've kind of had a discussion with some private equity companies before they're buying to do due diligence, the qualitative or the relationship due diligence, because financial they do themselves. Most of them kind of come back with some sort of objection of that we have only one opportunity to meet 4 or 5 clients before we buy it. So it's difficult for us to kind of give it to somebody else and then back ourselves on it. Have you faced a similar situation when you're
Yeah,
working,
yeah,
and how do you manage to answer that?
yeah. Well, we have, and in fact, one of our clients had used one of the big four management consultancies to do the kind of relationship diligence that we do, and decided that they weren't getting the kind of intelligence they wanted from that from that provider. So that's one of the reasons that they use us, and I think that there are a number of reasons for that. Firstly, if you want to get the most relevant intelligence on the relationship, you need to ask the right questions to do that. We had spent many years trying to get the questions that we ask continually updated and relevant so that we are able to get to the key issues in the relationship that could put in jeopardy the longevity of that relationship. And these questions that we've developed over the years have been torture tested in many, many different industry categories. And it seems what we find is whether you're doing professional services, marketing services, construction, if you ask the right questions, and typically 95% of those questions are the same, if you ask the right questions, then you get the relevant intelligence back from those questions. And I think the other thing that's very important on that is that our reporting tools are designed to illustrate how qualitative feedback can be turned into quantitative presentation. So not only do you have rich qualitative feedback, but you have a quantitative dimension to that. And in addition, what you have is the ability to benchmark the strength of those relationships against the pool of data that we have, that we've built up over very many years. And in fact, we've got over 31 million data points. So you might find, if you're doing this yourself, that you have a piece of intelligence. What you won't know, unless you have access to our database, is how well that compares to the market. And increasingly, that is as important as understanding the intrinsic value of those relationships.